Welcome back. Maybe now you are thinking that we only discussed having two parties, savers and borrowers, while in the investment system definition we defined three sides: lenders, investors, and borrowers. Isn't a lender same as an investor? Because both have their capital which they invest with the borrower. Actually, they both have capital to invest, but they're not both the same from other aspects. Firstly, it differs from the name of the asset that both can purchase, but let us firstly define different types of assets. We have real assets and financial assets. What does a financial asset mean? It's a non-physical asset whose value is derived from a contractual claim, such as bank deposits that we all use, bonds, and stocks. Financial assets are usually more liquid than other tangible or real assets. Real assets can be commodities, real estates, lands, machinery, etc., and may be traded on financial markets. Let us categorize two types from of financial assets and discuss them from their users' point of view. Because mainly in the financial market, we will be interested in financial assets. An investor is someone who is investing his money in something called equity security. However, lenders are investing their money in something called debt security. The difference is not only the name, however, the interpretation of the investment and the return that both of them might seek. Not only that, the liabilities and risks that both can tolerate. We will discuss this in details. However, you need to know that we understand that investors can invest their money in some types of investments, which we all call assets. These assets can be real assets or financial assets. So, for example, a share of a company represents a financial asset, which is an ownership in the company, and the holder of this asset is called a shareholder, which is a claim of the shareholder on the company assets or some of it. Financial assets that can be traded are called securities. The origin of this word came almost from mid 15th century, so it's a very old word. However, debt securities are loans that lenders make to borrowers. Lenders expect the borrowers to repay these loans and to make interest payments until the loan are paid. Because interest payments on many loans are fixed, debt securities are also called fixed income securities. You will hear this word a lot: fixed income security. They are also known as bonds, and investors in bonds are referred to as bond holders. Equity security are also called stocks, shares of stock, or shares. As mentioned earlier, shareholders, also known as stockholder, have ownership in a company. The company has no obligation to either repay the money to the shareholder that he already paid to buy the share, or to make a regular payment, which we call dividend. However, investors who buy shares expect to earn a return by being able to sell their shares at a higher price than they bought them already, and possibly by receiving dividends. So, I guess now you started to figure out the difference between both the debt and the equity security, and also the difference between both of them from the risk point of view. Shareholder or equity investor take a bigger risk as he is exposing his full investment and he does not guarantee any sort of return out of it. It may all go to zero, or it may double or more based on the analysis done. That's why you need knowledge Otherwise, it will be gambling. You may win, you may lose. However, the bondholder is someone who is asking for a fixed, pre-agreed income, which secure the main investment from loss and add on top of it. For sure, this is not a risk-free investment. There are still some risks that we will discuss later, but it is in the safer side than shareholders. You may ask now, so why would anyone be interested in equity security or shares? The answer is the risk-reward ratio. The more the risk you take, the more return or reward you can expect, and also the loss that you can incur. So, stockholders expect way higher return than the bondholders. To compensate them for the risk that he has already taken. And keep this in mind. During the whole process of assessing any investment opportunity, you have to do a risk reward analysis. Thank you.